Welcome. I'm Kyle in the Sanctuary, and thank you for visiting my channel, Pleasure Den of the Absurd. I wanted to tell everybody how excited I am that I stumbled on a new release that was part of Record Store Day in November 2024. I never follow Record Store Day because I never have any money to partake in it. So I am deeming this album for myself the release of the year 2024. And that is JOHN TRUDELL's Wounded Indians. Wounded Indians is the final recording of American Indian and spoken word artist JOHN TRUDELL before he transitioned, returning to the Star Nation in December 2015. Produced by Jackson Browne and recorded with Trudell's longtime Bad Dog bandmates Mark Shark, Ricky Eckstein, Gary Ray, Deborah Dobkin, and Quiltman. The lines spoken and songs created are some of the most intimate, raw, and heartfelt of Trudell's recordings. Includes guest performances by Jackson Browne, Cody Blackbird, Jorge Calderon, Wally Ingram, Eulalie Project, and the late Jesse Ed Davis. Yes, this album is raw and emotional, and it's not just for the prose or the words being said. It's a great band effort. The music is highlighted as much as the words are, so it's a great listening experience all the way around. If you like singer-songwriters with a touch of the blues and some guitar ripping, you will love this. I'll tell you what, you don't have to be an Indian to enjoy it. If you have this certain similar perspective on life as it is in this dimension, well, you're gonna enjoy it. And this album really speaks to me. These words need to be said, and it is refreshing to hear. Wounded Indians opens up this album, and it's a modern blues about modern Indians, and it's great. Next up, One of These Days. This one I felt kind of had a similar vibe to China Girl by David Bowie, especially towards the end, because you hear some guitar soloing that's got that great Stratocaster Stevie Ray Vaughan sound to it, so that one was nice. And then next up, for me, this has got to be the song of the year, Wild Seed. I wrote down a quote from this song. There's a lot of great prose to this one, but it's time to think our way out of what we believed our way into. The music, and especially the guitars, everything is so well recorded. It's great, so well arranged. Next up, Too Crazy to Love. Well, a lot of these songs too, if you're familiar with Trudell, deal with relationships and heartbreak and heartache and all that stuff that swirls around that. After that, Old Memories. This is very country-esque. Man, thinking of old love. Next up, Lies, Thirsty for the Truth. An Indian song of modern life and God's will. Next up, Baby I Was Hurting. More Indian blues. You know, you don't have to be Indian or Native American to appreciate where he's coming from. If you are coming from a similar perception when you're in this dimension here that we're in, this album is for you. You'll get it. So don't worry about that. Next up, A Hole in the Moon. R&B kind of mellow groove with sort of sad romantic lyrics. After that, Home to the Bone. You got to remember, these are Trudell's final recordings. He was dying of cancer. A lot of these songs sort of have that reflection that one would have at that point in their life. The line, "Time to think about making things right." Well, there you go. The band and the backup singers, it's one where everybody shines. It really is. "With Candles Made" is the next one. This one, I believe he's talking to someone who's now beyond the sun, and he's reflecting on an old love, memories of love. And the last song, "I Have Loved You." This is powerful. When you're listening to this song and somebody that you know comes to mind, you better get those tissues ready, because it will hit you hard. Wow. Powerful, powerful. The whole album, I mean, that's just the great word to describe the whole thing, is powerful. But Wild Seed gets Song of the Year. And this whole album is my release of the year 2024. John Trudell, Wounded Indians. I will put the link into the description box so you can hear the whole thing yourself. If you don't mind an Indian chanting in the back, "Hey, well, you'll like it. If you don't, if that annoys you, you're going to hate this album. But it's very well crafted, very well produced, very well arranged, just like every other John Trudell album. And with that, I'm going to thank you for watching. Never be afraid. Step into the pleasure den of the absurd.